Good morning, everyone. It's Kristin at Leftovercakechat. It is Sunday. It's a little chilly. I'm actually sitting outside today because we are expecting a storm. And I'm going to enjoy every last second of fresh air while I can. So cheers. I'm drinking champagne with raspberries this morning. I'm answering questions today. Good morning, Laura. About Key West, which, as you all know, is one of my favorite places. I spent a lot of time there. I have my mile marker 0 earrings on, my Key West. I'm getting in the groove for you. My sign is getting ready to be hung on my dock, but Key West is on my dock sign. It's actually 303 miles from here. I think that's by boat, though. I'm pretty sure. I have to ask. So, and I'm going to eat a Key West cookie, key lime cookie that I got when I was there last and have saved them because they're one of my favorites from Key West Cakes. So, no cake, but cookies. And cookies will do. So, Key West. I had some questions this week in one of our wedding blogs about honeymooning in the Florida Keys or going out of the country. Can't really go out of the country right now, but hold on one second. Sorry about that. The Keys are like being in the Caribbean. So I actually lived there for 12 years, and the majority of my destination weddings were planned and coordinated in the Keys. It is really like being in the Caribbean without the passport. And you can actually do this amazing drive down from mainland Florida. And so my suggestion and response back to this bride, and I think she might be watching, I told her to jump on today because I thought a little bit more about what she was asking me. And that was about an all-inclusive. So as you know or may not know, most of the all-inclusives are actually in the Caribbean and Mexico, where you can have all of your meals, all of your drinks, your accommodations, and usually excursions and water sports included. Sometimes transfers to and from the airport. That does not exist in the Keys. The closest that you're probably going to get in the Keys, well, in Key West, would be the Gardens Hotel, which is one of my favorite places. And that is a beautiful little bed and breakfast right off of Duval Street. And they do offer some packages that include dinner out in their gazebo, which is a beautiful garden setting. Obviously, it's the Gardens Hotel, where you can actually have someone come and play guitar to serenade you. They have a little happy hour. They used to have a cute little wine bar in there. I'm not sure if they still have it or not. I haven't been there in a little bit. Breakfast is included. But that's probably the closest you're going to get. Anything all-inclusive in Florida, I think there is still a Club Med somewhere north of West Palm. But Jennifer at Island Bridal would be able to direct you on any honeymoon questions about all-inclusives as well. Tracy is another friend of mine that's a travel agent, but she does not work with brides and grooms. So, yes, that is what I want to tell you. The Florida Keys are amazing. So many things to do. My suggestion to this client was to drive down to the Keys. If that was their decision, they were probably going to be driving. So drive all the way to Key West. Probably spend 3 nights in Key West. Again, I suggest the Gardens Hotel. The things that I'm going to suggest are, of course, some of my favorites and, of course, some of the things that my clients have always enjoyed. If at all possible, take a day trip to the Dry Tortugas, which is a walled old fort in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely beautiful. You can pack a picnic lunch. You can go out and sit on the beach. You can snorkel. You can walk around the property, and it is just absolutely amazing. Your pictures are amazing. If you are on a honeymoon and you wanted to do a destination photo shoot afterwards, the pictures out there are just amazing. So you can grab a photographer from the Keys and take them along with you. A little extra money, but might be worth it. So that is my number one thing to suggest. My number two thing to suggest would be to do a sunset sail. And I would probably suggest the Fury. And that is the Commotion on the Ocean, which is obviously a sunset sail for 2 hours. They do include some snacks and bar, which is beer, wine, and I think margaritas. And they go out at sunset, and you have live music by the Corey Hayden Band. So that is always a fun outing in the Keys. Number three, I would probably suggest stand-up paddleboarding, even if you have never done it. You should go visit my friend Sue Cooper at Lazy Dog. She offers lessons. If you do know how to do it, you can just rent boards and go out on your own. You can go kayaking or paddleboarding through the mangroves. It's absolutely and a lot of fun. So that would be my number 3/4, paddleboarding, kayaking. There is so many great restaurants in the Keys. So you're going to want to probably really look up where you're going to go to dinner and plan that out. And I think also if you're into art and galleries, there's so many great galleries. Visit my friends Tony and Christine on Caroline Street. They have a beautiful gallery showcasing a lot of local artists as well. And Tony is an artist and a photographer. So you could actually grab Tony, take him out to the Tortugas with you, and then visit his art gallery. So 3 nights in Key West is probably what I suggest. And then I would suggest driving north and taking your time. Make your way up to, I think it's mile marker 22 is the Square Grouper restaurant. You do have to check their hours because if you're leaving on a Sunday, I don't think they're open on Sundays. But it's so much fun, great food. They have an upstairs bar that has an amazing selection of beer and wine. And they also have a restaurant downstairs. Super, super fun place to just stop and have a bite to eat on your way north. If seafood's not your thing, I'm not sure you should be going to the Keys, but there's also the No Name Pub, which has pizza. And on your jaunt out there, somewhere on Big Pine Key, you can visit with the key deer along the way. Please don't feed them. And that is just a really local kind of hole in the wall in the middle of nowhere as well. So keep going. And I would say my probably 2 suggestions to stay on your way out would be 1 night or 2 nights in the Almirada area. We do love Hawks Cay, which is at Duck Key as well. So Duck Key, Almirada area, it's just past Marathon. You could actually stop in Key Largo too. So sorry. Key Colony is one of my kind of favorite places too. Great restaurants. They do have, I think, a little golf course there still. Keep going. Duck Key, you could do a dolphin excursion program, which is super fun. Makes you, again, I'm trying to get the Caribbean vibe that I think that you all were looking for. And they have these great houses that you can rent. They're on kind of their own little jetty key out, private beach, beautiful snorkeling, beautiful diving. You can actually become certified to dive if you've got a little bit of longer time in the Keys. And that brings me to my final destination that I would suggest, and that is an underwater lodge in Key Largo. Yes, you actually would have to know how to scuba dive to actually take me up on this suggestion, because the only way to get to your room is to scuba dive. No joke. I believe it's called Jules. Let me just make sure it's still called Jules. I had it up this morning just to make sure I'm not suggesting something that isn't there anymore. And it is JUL.com. Will take you to an underwater lodge in the Florida Keys in Key Largo area. And while you're in Key Largo, after you have hung out underwater, you can visit the Florida Keys Brewery, which is local. Florida Keys Brewing Company has a great little tasting room. So much fun. When you are driving out of Key Largo, there is a little restaurant on Card Sound Road, which is just kind of a hole in the wall. They have the most amazing conch fritters probably I've had since the Rusty Anchor closed in Key West, which would have been one of my suggestions if they were still open. So many things to do in the Florida Keys, but the drive down is absolutely breathtaking. Plenty of places to pull over and stop and take photos, grab a bite to eat. You should probably have some con leche, cafe con leche, even if you don't drink coffee. It's really great. A little Cuban mix sandwich, and be on your way. Back to Key West for a minute, because I'm seeing, I think, a question come across here about beaches. Key West is not known for its beaches. So there is a little bit of the beaches are made of coral with some sand from the Bahamas thrown on top of them. The water is warm and lovely, but the beaches are kind of non-existent. My favorite place in Key West for going to the beach would be Taylor, which is a state park that you can go in and hang out at the beach and hang out in the water there. It's absolutely lovely, but that is probably the only place that I would hang out in Key West for a beach. You then have, going north, you have the Bahia Honda State Park, which is lovely. And if you're into camping, there's plenty of camping spots as well up and down the Keys. So there is the Boyd's Campground in Key West. So you can rent an Airstream, rent a little mini camper, or just camp. You're really going to want to look at weather. I'm thinking of the Keys today because they are expecting a storm tonight. So let's just keep them in our thoughts and prayers and make sure that we are all warding that storm off. I think it's Hurricane Eta is headed their way, or maybe it's just ETA. I don't know. I'm used to names, and now we're all into these Greek symbols, I think. So camping, and then you can also camp at Bahia Honda. And I know there are other campgrounds up and down the Keys that I'm not thinking of, because I've actually never camped in the Keys because I lived there. I always had a home there. So I don't know if there's any questions. I think Erin's on with me this morning. I'm outside, so my computer has a bit of a glare, but I'm enjoying the little bit of weather before it starts pouring rain for the next 6 days, I'm told. I'm going to take another little drink of champagne again. Let's toast that hurricane away from us. Tropical storm, maybe hurricane away from all of us. And let me know. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should tell you. Oh, I know. So there are some great, obviously, historic, I can't even believe I forgot this, historical homes and places to visit in the Keys. You have the Mel Fisher Museum, where you can go and visit from the shipwrecks. You have the Audubon House and Gardens, which is beautiful, right across the street from the Mel Fisher Museum. You have the Hemingway home and Truman's Little White House, and all of these places are actually within walking distance from each other. And the Key West Lighthouse. And then you have the East Martello and West Martello as well. So a bunch of history in Key West. If you guys are history buffs, again, add that to your list. And if you do want to visit most of the places, you might want to stay an extra day. But I think 3 nights, 4 days, unless you're really into a lot of bar hopping, probably does it for you in Key West for a vacation. And you can fly not from Atlanta on Delta into Key West. I know one of those questions was they're not a big fan of small planes. Larger planes go in and out of Key West now. It's just a little bit of a impact landing, but you'll be fine. I've done it a million times. So that's what I've got for you. And it was kind of weather related with Honeymoons, but if you are going to the Keys, you can pack super light. It is not fancy. You know, maybe bring one dress shirt for a guy, one dress for a girl. It's very casual. You can walk around in flip-flops pretty much everywhere. I don't think I owned a pair of heels when I lived there. And you don't need to bring them because you might hurt yourself walking around. But you literally can pack t-shirts, shorts, bathing suits, cover-ups, tank tops. Don't forget your sunscreen. Or visit Key West Aloe while you're there, another one of my favorite places. As I start talking about it, it all starts coming back to me. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of things. Oh, my favorite bar, the Green Parrot. And yes, see, so now I could just go on and on and on, but I'm going to stop there. And if you have any other questions, you can certainly reach out to us at swivelgroup.com. You can reach out to us on Facebook. You can reach out to us on Instagram. And we are able to answer any keys question that you have, probably. Erin, my cohort here that's behind the scenes, also lived there for many years and worked in weddings and hospitality. And her husband, Enrique, was a chef there as well. So we have the answers for you. And we still have a lot of boots on the ground with friends there, going back there to do weddings still. And congratulations to Erin and Enrique. They've actually left the Keys now and are in Nashville, Tennessee. And they just celebrated a 1 year anniversary of their restaurant, the Fainting Goat Cafe in Nashville. Sad that I couldn't be there to celebrate with them, but just means a larger celebration when it's time to travel again. So congrats to them. And if you're in the Nashville area, look them up, visit them. Such great food. I miss Enrique's cooking. So with that said, I'll end with my sign. Key West. Visit. Hope that they're okay in the storm this weekend, this week coming. And if you have any questions, let us know. swivelgroupevents.com, thebridalretreat.com, and reach out to us at Leftovercakechat. Okay, everyone. Have a great Sunday. Stay safe. Bye.